I've been experimenting with making very small boxes like this one. I've been using my Screw Advance box joint jig to very precisely space the cuts, but if I want to make a box smaller than this one, for instance with sides like this, it becomes very difficult to mount that piece of wood in the jig and still have good support on it. So I'm working on a jig to go inside the jig like so. That'll give me support for very small work pieces. I already drilled a hole in here for a fixture bolt to fit like so, and now I just need to put a knob on here for pressing down, and I need some kind of beam to reach across and press a tiny workpiece in place. I just drilled a hole in here, and I think I'm going to make some relief cut just to make sure this applies the pressure near the very front on the thin stock, and maybe a cut here for visibility. So I can barely clamp this much wood in here without having to shim it in the back here. I don't really need a box this size, but I figured I might as well glue it up anyways. So that previous box was just a test. What I really wanted to make was a tiny little box. This is a 6.5-inch blade, and it's absolutely the thinnest blade that I can find for the saw. I used that blade for a box joint before on this tiny little box, and 10 of those fingers are almost 35 millimeters. So I need about 3.5 millimeters. And on my spacing table, the closest I have is 3.47, which is a 35 tooth against a 16 tooth. I'm adding a sacrificial piece so that I won't have any tear out on the back. And here's my work pieces. I've got to get those all lined up. So far, so good. I don't want lots of glue everywhere, so I'm more careful applying the glue on this one. I was very careful cutting this to just fit. I just put on the first coat of varnish, but I think I need a smaller brush. I lined the inside with felt, and now it's perfect size for this. And maybe you're thinking, oh, that is so exciting, but putting the ring in the box was actually Rachel's idea. And we already got married last year.